And so we return to Metroid Prime Remastered. Now, there are some things I wanted to go over, but I'll have to go back to them. And they're all about the lore. Because I have contention with the lore system in Prime 4, because it was written terribly. And so I'd like to go back over that and look at how they describe the scientific process of discovering these things. Because I was too exhausted to go over it back then. But anyways, upper node of astronomical holographic projector is retracted and inactive. Well, those words all make sense if you know what each individual word means. Holographic projector extensions are currently inactive and need to be manually rotated. Use the spinners at the base of the projector to move the arms into place. Well, that's real simple. Looks like it's a little difficult to get in there. Now this should be active, right? No, they shouldn't, because that's the other thing I have to get into. Bomb, jump, whatever. Do that space jump, okay. Now they're on. Okay, now I can do it. Holographic map coordinate data has been updated successfully. Holographic spatial schematic is in lockdown per Security Directive 2.23.445. What is this? A new pirate data entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Space pirate encrypted data decoded. Log 10.299.2. Scans of the spiral sector detected a massive energy spike emanating from a Wanderer-class planet identified as Talon 4. Scout reconnaissance was immediately dispatched to the center of the spike, a landmass at heading mark 40.08.02, returning with planetary samples and atmospheric imaging. Analysis shows the energy source to be an unstable radioactive material of enormous potential. We are unable to form an accurate risk assessment at this time, but we are unlikely to find an energy source that's powerful again. Analysis will continue, but currently Talon 4 appears to be a viable secondary headquarters. Oh yeah, I already knew that one. A new pirate data has been downloaded to your logbook. Log 10.401.7. Phase-on mining is underway. Several garrisons have been established, and terraforming of the Chozo ruins is underway. Security systems are operational, and science team continues to make progress in their biotech research. The Fendrana Drifts have proven to be an optimal location for research headquarters, and soon will be joined by a fully operational combat base and starport. Command's predictions are half true. We shall rise to dominance in this sector within a decacycle. Truly, these are glorious times. Yeah, nothing particularly contentious so far. It's just because their writing isn't going. Isn't. Well, that stuff's not bad. I'll just put it simply. Lower node of astronomical holographic projector functioning normally. Well. Let's get spinning. Oops. And last but not least, number 4. Hey, a star map. So, what do we see? Planet Billium, mass 3.8 trillion teratons. Profile, quarantine. Atmosphere is rife with mineralis, a sentient gaseous, global exterminator virus. Yikes. Okay. The fact that it's sentient is wild. Planet Dorman II. Or Dorman 2. Planet Dorman 2, mass 2.3 trillion teratons. Profile, an uninhabitable wasteland savaged by nuclear dust storms and constant seismic upheavals. Oof, that one's a bit rough. Planet Twin Tabula, mass 4.1 trillion teratons. Profile, planet is best known for twin fever, a disease caused by a viral strain native to Twin Tabula. In the early stages of the disease, victims suffer from double vision. When the twin sight fades, the victim is near death. Oh, that's awful. And notice how they didn't over-explain it or go like way too into detail about things that the writer clearly doesn't understand. That's how you do it. A new research entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Planet Talon 4, mass 5.1 trillion teratons. Profile. The ecosystem studies indicate that Talon 4 was a biological paradise prior to the impact of an extraterrestrial object. What remains of the biosphere is slowly fading due to exposure to phazon radiation. At current rate of decay, Talon 4 will be a barren class 13 wasteland in approximately 25 years. Again, not overdoing it, not trying to over-explain anything. New research entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Planet Zebes! Mass 4.8 trillion teratons. Profile. Planet's crust is primarily earthic ore, making it ideal for subterranean construction. Class... Oh, I'm bad with Roman numerals. 19? I think it's 19. A Class 19 planet Zebes is inhospitable to most bioforms. The world was considered unremarkable until it became a base for space pirate forces. Alright. Now that we've got that handled, let's go up. Notice the absence of over-explaining, trying to make something seem like more than it is. That's good writing. In comparison, I don't have a great comparison, but I wanted to go back to the phazon area. Not the phazon area. I wanted to go back to that one area, and I will have to plenty of times. So I'll go read those logs again today, or tomorrow or something. Just to, hey, super missiles. Just to kind of get it all looked over. Because that whole crap with Lamorne and their biology and trying to like reverse the way that the cells were growing was like, it's just painfully stupid. Anyways. Got super missile. This powerful attack uses 5 missiles. Using power pin, press and hold Z or A to charge, then press R to fire. Additional data downloaded to inventory screen. Press select to access the inventory screen. Oh, that's the wrong one. Well, wouldn't you know it? Control tower. Whatever that is. You! Ah! Wheels missiles before they go. Slow. Or is there more? Yes. They have just enough time between shots to fire the next one. Nothing? Alright. No, we'll just keep that up. Access to Research Lab Aether granted. Please step into the hologram. I suppose it would be Ether if we're using it in the classical sense, but those letters aren't combined. So, then it's just Aether. Such an upgrade on this. Alright, what do we got? Phazon Infusion Stage 6. Subject Metroid BR5497. Subject's mass at 180% of previous Phazon cycle. Increasing dosage by 4%. Stasis tank B8118. Contaminated beyond acceptable safety standards. Removal squad requested. And that is going to pop out because it won't let me get close enough. Scan it before it pops. A new pirate data entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Space pirate encrypted data decoded. Log 10.444.4. Initial transfer of Metroids to Talon 4 research facilities has been completed. 3 were terminated in an incident at the landing site, but others were pacified and transported safely. Initial Phazon infusion testing is underway. We are eager to observe the effects of Phazon on Metroids, especially their ability to absorb and process the energy given off by Phazon sources. Early research suggests a considerable growth in power and size. Whether the creatures stay stable thereafter remains to be seen. Hold on, bring that back over. Yeah, initial Phazon infusing testing is underway. Not sufficient, or sorry, not deep on the details there for good reason. We're eager to observe the effects of Phazon on Metroids, especially their ability to absorb and process the energy given off by Phazon sources. Again, not over-explaining anything. Early research suggests a considerable growth in power and size. Notable things. Whether the creatures stay stable thereafter remains to be seen. Again, not over-explaining much of anything, which is really good. Log 10.891.0. Reconstruction of Geoform 187, codenamed Ridley, was recently completed. After his defeat on Zeeb's, Command ordered a number of metagenetic improvements for him. Though aggressive, we were able to implement these changes in one cycle. The metamorphosis was painful, but quite successful in the end. Early tests indicate a drastic increase in strength, mobility, and defensive capability. Cybernetic modules and armor plating have been added as well. We believe our creation, now called Meta Ridley, will become the mainstay of our security force. A job you will certainly relish. Yeah. See how, it's, again, not too specific and just, a little vague, metagenetic improvements for him, right? And they were able to complete the changes in a cycle. They didn't, go too deep into it. Metamorphosis was painful but successful, and he got stronger for it, right? Simple enough, not over-explaining, not trying to, dive into a medical field you know nothing about and can't properly write a story using details of, right? Internal organs of Metroid seem to be limited to nucleonic absorption cells and massive energy reservoirs. Again, simple. The hooked mandibles of the Metroid penetrate the skin of its prey and siphon... Okay, that's fucking dumb. Oh, God. Yeah, they siphon purified life force energy. The fuck is that? That's dumb. That's dumb. That's the kind of thing that I would think is, oh yeah, well that make, I mean, it's like conceit of the game, right? It drains you and kills you in that manner, but it's like, there are ways to say that's not dumb like that, right? Anyways. Metroid containment fields appear 100% effective after adjustments. Temperatures below 10 degrees centigrade will render Metroids docile. I just never remember what centigrade is. Metroid brain scan results in studies show accelerated activity in parietal lobe during hunting cycles at temperatures above 10 degrees centigrade. What the fuck? Accelerated activity in parietal lobe. Well, I don't know what a parietal lobe is. I feel like I need to look that up. Anyways. Oh, nope, this one. Yeah. Containment temperature stable at 3 degrees centigrade. Environmental diagnostics satisfactory. Okay, and then he pops out because I got too close. You're looking a little purple there. You doing all right there, buddy? You good? You okay? You gonna have a good time here? We're gonna forget about this and not even talk about it? It's just there to show you. Oh no, Metroid. A new creatures entry has been downloaded to your log with morphology. Talon Metroid. Energy-based parasitic predator. The effects of Phazon have turned these Metroids, a species of alpha predator native to SR388, into a unique subspecies found only on Talon 4. A Talon Metroid will latch onto its prey and drain energy, growing larger as it does. The only way to shake an attached Talon Metroid is to enter morph ball mode and lay a bomb. Again, not too explanatory, you know, barring the fucking... Oh, that's right, I'm using it. I was like, why am I not firing this fast? I'm doing the technique. Yeah. Anyway. The only thing that was, like, really dumb was the pure life force energy. Ha! Nice. Good pinpoint shots. Yeah, the pure life force energy there was dumb, but, like, it's you know. That's the kind of shit they were... It's kind of stuff that, you know, like, things were written like back then. So, like, on the one hand, I'm like, it is kind of a conceit of the time, but also I have to, you know, blast it for saying something really dumb. Directed. In the event of a Metroid attack, repel creature with missiles set to maximum concussion. Maximum concussion? What? I guess super future, so you can, you know... Concussion? What? All guards must use ice containment gear when transporting Metroids. I'll fight you in a minute. As energy-based creatures, Metroids show immediate mass increases upon energy absorption. Yeah, they do. That is all part of the first stage, which is gathering energy. The next stage is, you know, changing form, and changing form only really happens dependent on what the hive demands. New lore. Log 10.957.2. Confidence is high regarding Phazon applications. Right. Not too specific. We know enough about Phazon to know, or now to begin combining it with space pirate DNA. What? How would that even work? Again, not too deep. The code name for this venture will be Project Helix. I see what you did there. Preliminary studies indicate that Phazon infusion could produce radical new pirate genomes. Benevolent mutation levels are high in current test subjects. Phazon madness is a concern, but refinements in the infusion process should reduce or neutralize the odds of mental degeneration. Again, it just sounds more scientific. Yep. No, it's below. Can I get up there? Yes. Can I now? Okay. Can I get this? No. Okay. I just straight through. Nice. More energy. More passion. More passion. More energy. I'm gonna try and get that again. That was it was a rather embarrassingly terrible attempt. Oop. It's not far. Okay. Wish I could manually operate the camera for this. But I can't. I don't like this one. Alright. Got it. Let's go. Okay, there's just a weird absence of, like, audio there? Okay. It's more stuff, more science-y shtick. Motion near Hunter Metroid DG appears to trigger psychotic episodes. Personnel are to stay at least 3 meters away from stasis tank. Hunter Metroid DS is showing signs of increased instability and a heightened immunity to cold damping fields. Okay. Is an infusion stage 6. Subject Metroid VR 5497. Ooh. Okay. I thought something burst. Quarantine specimen exhibits highly aggressive behavior. Yep. East quarantine cave has been secured. Specimen remains in the quarantine area. All experiments suspended pending pacification. Wait, no, what was this one? Oh, its body structure composed of phase auto appears nearly invulnerable. This has rendered our efforts to train and discipline subject useless. New pirate data has been downloaded. Oh, hold on. Log 11.420.7 Metroid dissection continues to provide more questions than answers. Our research teams have isolated the energy conduits that run from the invasive twin mandibles to the energy core in the creature's quadripartite nucleus. But the manner in which a Metroid actually extracts the life force from its prey remains an utter mystery. The victim does not lose blood or any other vital fluids, and yet the Metroid extracts energy. Identifying this energy is our central problem. It takes no physical form, and yet without it the victim dies. We will continue to research this matter, as the isolation of this life-giving essence could be the key to our ascendance. Alright, now that's a good way to take this purified life force sentence and turn it into something that works. Right? They don't understand how it works, and they're like, there's no logical explanation for this. There's no scientific explanation for this, and we have to figure it out, because we could really use that. If we could get that for ourselves, that'd be neat, right? You know, like, we understand that the process works, and we understand the pieces of the device, but we don't understand how the process works. That's good. That's good. That's how you take something like it drains pure life force energy and turn it into something that not only sounds good but feels good. And like it takes something that is really dumb and turns it into something really neat. Right? The manner in which a Metroid actually extracts the life force from its prey remains an utter mystery. They don't lose blood or vital fluids, yet the Metroid extracts energy. Identifying this energy is our central problem. It takes no physical form, and yet without it, the victim dies. Simple. Simple. We'll continue to research this matter as the isolation of this life-giving essence could be the key to our ascendance. So simple. Like, it's just incredible. The wild difference between the writing here and the writing in 4. 4 makes you feel like someone doesn't know what they're talking about and kind of can't know what they're talking about because they're writing way above their pay grade. And is the joystick just? No, that's just the idle animation. All right. And this one is like someone is writing. Like this one is not someone's writing way above their pay grade. 4 way above their pay grade. 1 actually within their pay grade, and they're doing something actually pretty neat, and it's a fun way to like see them, hash it out and give the player the experience you're looking for. Alright. Project Titan is suspended indefinitely. Security breaches resulting in massive casualties have occurred. Access is strictly prohibited until further notice. Oh, new data, let's go! Like a half yawn. There we go. Got the full yawn out of it. Nice. Log 11.550.6. Studies of Metroid biology continue, though with limited progress. It seems likely that we will be much more successful using the Metroids for our means rather than trying to reproduce their powers. If they could be adequately tamed, we would have no need of a proper understanding of their metabolism. A small force of disciplined Metroids could wipe out entire armies, and once we find a way to shield them from cold containment weapons, they will be invincible. Furthermore, if we could then harvest the energy they consumed, we would have a near limitless source of power at our disposal. Again, it's just another easy way to do it. Don't spend too much time on it. Have the pirates be like, well, actually, if we could just train them, then that'd be better. Why waste our time trying to recreate the Metroid life drain technique when we could just have an army of pet Metroids that are all immune to cold, right? Simple solutions. Narrative ease. Like, it's so easy to just not over-explain something and get really stupid with it. This tackles the remains of experiment 7526, conversion of elite pirate unsuccessful. Oof. On top of that, it's not even that there was like a ton of over explaining. It's that it was a ton of it was a ton of over explaining in that with the reality that they didn't know how to make it sound like their explanation was a logical, sensible thing, right? With this, the basis is like it's a more terrestrial kind of thing. With that one, they were like, oh, we have like space magic, so we're gonna say dumb stuff like green energy, which is really a green compound that provides an energy that we are not going to describe or delineate the difference between. We're not gonna name that energy source at all. We're just gonna call it all green energy because it's like it's stupid. It's really dumb. But anyways, I need not spend all my time on it. Stasis tank CO12 is contaminated beyond acceptable safety standards. Remove immediately. Well, the good news is I have. Probably. There we go. Remove that. I'm probably gonna need. Oh, hello. Rude. Double rude. Hello. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Alright, let's read a little more. Testing of thermal imaging software complete. Commence download to Tactical Visor for prototype for field testing. Ooh. Central tank control circuit connection terminated. Nice, that's one. Yeah, thermal imaging software. So that's how they tell you you're getting a thermal visor. Oh, hold on. Don't run! I'm not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere. Them's the rules. Okay. Well, that was really simple. Now, let me see. Was that? This unit supplies power to the containment force field at the bottom of the room. So I know that there are other things to scan. Question being, can I scan them from here without having to get down there and set off these, the Metroids? Or am I... Nice, central tank auxiliary circuit connection terminated. Or am I gonna be stuck waking up every Metroid? Let's jump down a level. No? That's a turret. Huh? Scan it, scan it, scan it, scan it, scan it. Fine. Well, oh! Too far, okay. Why won't you let me scan it? Thank you. Central tank main circuit connection terminated. Would you look at that? Can I scan that from up here? Yes! Thermal visor. Alright! Let's see if I can do it. Nice! Thermal visor acquired. Use down to activate that visor. Additional data downloaded to the inventory screen. Press select to access inventory screen. Oh no! Not the power. What will I do without the power? Get blinded, that's what. Thankfully though, the power level, the vision is equally screwed. Come on, get him. I don't care if you can't walk on. Do something. Okay, so, this is absolutely infuriating. Now, you might not understand why, because I don't have the juxtaposition of the first one, of the OG to do that. But if you look closely, when I move left and right, and I'm using this door specifically as the thing, in the OG, the thermal visor just provides you with the thermal imaging of the area like would be in, like, the real world. If you had something in the real world, it would just provide you with the thermal imaging of the area, but with the smoothness, and we'll have to use this, because that's the only bright thing in the room right now, with the smoothness of this, you know, the normal visor, right, or the scan visor, right? You know, there's no trails. And so, it's just like a bright purple room, you can see everything in, you can see all of this stuff up here. And when you turn, it doesn't get foggy. It doesn't have trails. It doesn't look messy. It doesn't look absolutely infuriating. You don't have this god-awful filter over the blasted thing making everything awful, right? You would just be able to clearly see the door because it's super future, right? And she's got like weird magic tech. So, you could clearly see the door, you don't have to get, like, super close to it, right? And when you turn your head, you're not getting 3 to 4 separate images slowly passing across your vision. Clogging up your vision and making it harder to see in general. I don't know why they added this stupid detail. This is the #1 thing I absolutely despise about Prime Remastered. If anyone in any world ever thought that this was a good change, I frankly don't believe that they have many brain cells in their head. And if they have any brain cells in their head, I can't imagine more than half of a singular one is working at any given time. Because this is infuriating, ugly, and just just the worst. Really, really working hard to not throw out some expletives here. Yeah, this sucks, and I hate it. I hate it big time. This is really, really bad. number one thing that just makes this like infinitely inferior to the OG. And when I get that like that recording software to record the way I want it to, with Prime 1, I'm gonna go over it because like this is infuriating. This is god awful. Just absolutely the worst thing that anyone could do to someone. There we go. That's good. My health instead of medicines. Oh god. It's not that I can't play the game with this. It's that the game would feel better. Is it 3? 4? 3 activates the growth period. And then it's 2 afterwards, so 5 total. Yeah, it's not that I can't play the game, it's that I'd enjoy the game a lot more if I could see. If the method through which I see, you know, infrared stuff wasn't obfuscating, obnoxious, and stupid. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the thermal vision. All right, grow, child, grow. There we go. I forgot to scan that, but yeah, that's why you have the thermal visor. Oh, you can scan that. Okay. Anyways, that's why you have the thermal visor. The wave beam can hit these things, and that powers up this door and lets you escape. Oh my god. Oh, here's that. Now, as you're going to contend with, like, well, what about those enemies, right? Well, those are specific enemies. This visor you have to suffer through any time that an area is thermal. Those enemies only exist for the sake of, like... Please tell me I can see. Nope. Nope. Anyways, those enemies only exist for short periods of time. The thermal visor is something you're forced to suffer all the time. What hit me? Right, this is just criminal. This is awful. It's too dark. Too dark to comfortably see anything else. And so you have to use it. Absolutely not awful. I would like some more missiles, if you'd be so kind. I think this is forward. I don't actually know if it's forward. I just know that I hate using this visor. I'm gonna guess it goes forward. I hate using that thing. I'd rather walk in darkness than use that trash. And freedom at last. The light has turned on. I can now see. Oh, I need fire. I need fire. I should be able for that. Out of my face. Dude. I'm out of my face. Oh, I forgot. Whatever. Hey. Still reeling from blasted, Still reeling from having to suffer the heat vision. Just using the map. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, now I've got to use garbage vision. The wave. Just I'm so tired of having to use heat vision because the visor's garbage. This is the only section of the game, and I mean this, the only section of the game I hate. This stuff where I have to use heat vision in this version because of the stupid fucking lab, the stupid visor. It genuinely ruins everything. You might be like, that's from the stream, aren't you doing just fine here? It's like, that's me compensating for something that's awful. That doesn't make it fine. That means I'm good. There's a complete difference between the two. I am actively being handicapped by bad technology. By a bad thing. You might be like, well, it's the space pirates. Would not Samus's space magic suit have some compensatory factor that would allow her to see normally, right? Get rid of any chaff programming or chaff garbage that would make the thing worse, that the space pirates wouldn't be able to immediately and readily know, right? Wouldn't she have some sort of compensatory measure built into the suit, because it's like Chozo Tech they're probably ripping it from? Wouldn't she have something that would make this far more palatable? And the answer is likely yes. Come on, get them all over. What is that? It's not giving me a single. It's desperately need help. Oh, come on. Oh, did not want to be down here. Can I see in this room? Oh, thank God. Are they like invisible or something? That's why I got it. God, I hate this. Yeah, again, it normally using the visor in the OG is fine, because in the OG, this is a macro. It's fine in the OG because in the OG, the visor works correctly. They don't have unnecessary trailing. They don't have any of this god-awful, stupidity going on. In this version, it's awful and despicable, insufferable, and you're just made to suffer because they were like, it would be more realistic if... And that's where you needed to stop your entire thought process. It would be more realistic if needs to just take a hike. 100,000%. It would be more realistic if needs to take a hike. Stop saying stupid stuff like that, because every time you've said something stupid like that, you came out with something really dumb. Or adjusted something perfectly fine and made it worse. I will not yield. Let's get, it's below this. Whoop. I need the speed tank. Ta-da! Itaku! Alright, I gotta go up. Because up and forward is the next... I hate myself sometimes. Oh, this is infuriating. full on, I can't believe you've done this kind of thing. Can I make this jump? I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna fail. Okay. Oh, I'm getting pushed down by the ice that I'm trying to climb onto. Do I have spider ball? No. No, I don't have spider ball. Okay. I'm used to just going up the side and ignoring all of this, but I forgot I don't have spider ball. Ah. Got that. Yeah, you thought you had me. I knew exactly what I was trying to do. Oh. No, that's wrong. I know what to do here. This cordite statue is worn and weathered. Scan indicates the presence of a power conduit behind the statue. Can't seem to break it. But what if? I had one more missile. I could do what I intended. Oh, look at that missile. It's great. Let's go. Wow! Oh. Ta-da! Alright, let's get in here. Nice. Nice. Boost ball! Alright. Now what could be in this room? Let's find out! A bunch of rocks. But not just any rocks. Let's see, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh no! And if any of you have seen Galaxy Quest, you'll know just exactly how dangerous something like this can be. I think it's actually like a minor thing in Galaxy Quest, whatever. A new creature's entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Morphology: Thardus. An animated sentient creature of stone and charged with phazon radiation. Phazon radiation given off by Thardus negates auto-targeting systems, preventing lock-on. It may be possible to acquire alternate targets with a different visor. The chaotic nature of phazon radiation leads to instability of its structural integrity. Thardus can encase its targets in ice, and its colossal size and strength make it a formidable opponent. So this is like the worst boss fight, not because it's actually bad, but because you have to use the thermal visor. That's it. It's because you have to use the thermal visor. It would be fine in the normal. Okay, it would be fine in the normal, like in the OG. This fight is actually a neat one. In this version, it sucks. It just sucks entirely. I suppose I know what part of it is. It's the whole theme of the boss. Rude. How can you spam this, or is it faster to like charge beam? I think it's faster to charge beam because the older games are designed better, and you know, not just hammering out the basic input there is actually better. You know, because like the charge beam is supposed to do more damage than the base attack to incentivize like strategic play, as opposed to just like hammering the trigger. There we go. Okay, come on, where's the next one? I have a feeling that I'm going to have to be inside that. Come on, Tardis. Got him! You know what I didn't even contend with when I was playing for? The whole, like, surprising you with, like, a grapple thing, like, right near the end of the game. And being like, in order to get out of this, you gotta hammer the... Oh. In order to get out of this, you gotta hammer the survive button. Now he's gold as opposed to toasty hotness. This one should be easy enough to hit while he's rolling. I say it before I completely miss. Oh my god, come on. Alright, where's the next one? Come on. Nice. Well, you can't win them all, can you? Really, again? You realize you're losing this equation, right? Or exchange, I suppose is the correct phrase. But you realize you're losing this exchange, right? There we go. Oh. Yeah. It's the thermal visor boss fight, which is really cool when you use the original thermal visor in the original game. But not very cool when you have to use the modern visor in the modern version of the game, because the modern thermal visor sucks. Big donkey nuts. Mark those. Spatherball. take it out. What the heck? And now, the Morph Ball looks like it did in Metroid 2, I think? Yeah, Spider Ball showed up in Metroid 2 for the first time. Press and hold ZL while in Morph Ball mode to attach to Spider Ball tracks. Additional data downloaded to inventory screen. Press select to learn more. Okay, I need to not go out the way I came in. I need to go out a different way, which is probably purple door, because the other door requires a grappling hook. So, jump upon spring ball. Of course, you don't have that in the OG, so you'd know easily that you could just try and press a bomb to try and bomb jump. Because again, a lot of the puzzles are built around not having spring ball, and changes the nature of the game if you have spring ball for these sections that you never had spring ball for. All right. Access to Magmore Cavern South granted, but what's this? And where does this lead? To a door we can't access. But that's fine. We'll come back later. The trip up is... I do not. Ah, there's one. The other one will have to wait. And wouldn't you know it, a save station at just the right moment. No, I did not plan that out. Alright. That'll be that for today. We've gone through and over a bit of more of the game and discussed very specifically part of the game that I think has been ruined by modernisms. And you can argue whatever you want. I'm going to tell you the game worked perfectly fine and was beloved the way it worked originally with that thermal visor. So there was actually no reason to change it. But they did it anyways, and made the game invariably worse than the OG for it. You can argue about like the graphics, the graphics update in terms of the lighting changes or whatever, but that visor change was completely unwarranted, unnecessary, and stupid. They shouldn't have done it. And that's why, among many other reasons, I have to never want to see a game HD remastered. It's one of many reasons why I just never, when everyone says like, oh, we should get this HD remastered, I wish this could be remastered in HD. Every time I hear it these days, I just like, no, I just want you to, produce it in a new, produce it on a new console in exactly the way that it was originally. I don't want new shit at this point. I don't want you to try and make it look prettier. I want you to make it functional on a new device so that I can play it again on the new device. And that's it. I don't want changes to the game. I'm sick of it. But and after all that work, the blasted blanket I covered my chair with fell down. Well, there goes that secret. Alright. But yeah. Not to mention, wrong sentence. Also went over the dialogue the writing in the game is generally better when they say something dumb like, the Metroids absorb pure life force energy. They then go on to explain how they don't understand what type of energy they're draining from someone. They just know that it is a draining it is a energy source that sentient creatures need to survive. Of course, we know the reality is they can drain any kind of energy, as is also exemplified in, how they can absorb phazon energy. They have like an omni... I want to say omnipotent, an all-powerful? They have some sort of omni-absorber inside their bodies that allows them to store and convert energy of all types. Great. Anyways. I think that's all. But now we have the heat visor, and it's the worst it's become, because of the changes to it, the worst visor in the game, the most insufferable, and the least visually pleasing to deal with. It's an absolute handicap, and I hate everything about it. But the rest of the game, in fact, most of the rest of the game doesn't require it, so we'll just deal with it. That said, deuces, I have got some other stuff to do. I'll see you in the next one.